Hello, one and all. It is ICD, or the Dark One, here yet again to bring you another episode review for Kamen Rider Saber. In this case, we are on episode 13. I will stay true to my convictions. Obviously, the 13th episode, following up after last episode, and I'll admit now, I was hasty. I jumped the gun. Kento didn't die last week. He does this week, though. he's still the Christmas death. But I just got the episode that he died wrong. Either way, I honestly think that killing him off last week would have been a bit more poignant. But, either way, he's still here. So we're going to roll with the episode that we have, not the episode that probably would have worked a bit better. Anyway, following up from last week's episode, Kento is down. He took on Calibur. Or Daichi got his ass beat so hard that he's basically on death's door. And something with the Sword of Darkness, like, they mentioned using the Sword of Darkness to fix him in a way, and I don't know how they expect to do that. He just suffered a rather strong case of getting your ass beat syndrome, which is terminal, so there's no way to fix him. But apparently there's some sort of weird power of the Sword of Darkness that is draining his life force or something? I don't know. They just mentioned that they could use the sword to fix him, and that becomes a major goal for Tomua in the episode. But I don't know how that would have actually worked, especially due to the fact that, the Jiao dragon powers are new, so they wouldn't have any frame of reference for how those powers works. The Jakku dragon powers were the original Calibur powers, but I'm just going to leave semantics aside and talk about the episode from here. So basically, because Tomua has his memories back, he knows about what happened 15 years ago and the villain's goal here. And they also talk about how, hey, we kind of needed the Sword of Thunder or Sword of Lightning to finish our plan, but then Calibur was like, hey, I also have a holy sword. Why don't I just use my Sword of Darkness? Then we can just finish the plan. And so they roll with that. So basically they head off to the final location, and obviously Calibur is there, and they kind of expected that, and so they have a big fight. This is a very fight-heavy episode, obviously. They have a big fight. The Goblin shows up, and it's doing its Goblin thing. It doesn't really influence much of the plot here. And so, Calibur kills it. Kento also gets a strike in, so I thought maybe it would use Kento's power, but no, it resonated with Calibur, so Calibur's darkness resonated with the other six and formed the Book of Destiny that will allow him to attain the Eternal Truth. Again, whatever that means. I'm pretty sure we'll find out, by endgame, whatever the hell that means, so we don't know what that means now. Also, Sophia's still missing, and no one's mentioned that yet. Anyway, so Calibur is going to go claim Eternal Truth, but Kento took Calibur's finisher yet again, and that really didn't help his terminal ass-whooped syndrome, or TAS, TAS syndrome. I mean, S is for syndrome, TA syndrome. But, there should be a W in there, shouldn't there? Forgetting about my semantics aside, no. Kento is completely down now. He did transform himself up for Transform one last time, so he's completely down now. And so, everyone's pushed out of the book, and, they get knocked out of transformation, so they transform right back again, and head back in to fight against Calibur one last time, who's basically whooping all of them at once. It's like Buster's there, Kienzan's there, Slash isn't there. He said he was going to spend the episode researching the block book that Tomua got back from Avalon. I think that was episode 7. There's also a second block book, which would be where we would get the Majestic Lion power up for Blades, but I don't remember where that came from. Did I miss something? I swear I only got one of those things alongside the Arthur book, or was I mistaken? Because where'd the other block come from? Either way, minor things aside, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Minor things aside, he's researching that thing or trying to figure out how the hell to make this thing actually work. And, they're fighting against Calibur and losing because none of them can touch Calibur because Calibur's just that strong. He was already stronger than them in base form. Now he has a power-up form, and so he's even stronger now. So they can't beat him. But, Tomua basically manages to force himself up yet again and keep fighting after being knocked out of transformation. And something happens that causes the book to resonate with him. At least the Blocky book to resonate with him, so he could get a Draconic Knight. There's part his Christmas themed power, his Christmas season power up, his super form basically. Anyway, yeah, he has achieved Draconic Knight. I don't know how that happened, and it somehow involves Luna. Like, the book resonated with his sheer determination to get back up and fight for his friends. And I think that could be the convention the episode's talking about, because Tomua throughout the episode is talking about how, Calibur sacrificed, his friendship with the others. Well, he's not talking about it, he just kind of mentioned it when he gets the power up. And his conviction is to fight his friends for greater good. And Calibur's like, look, you'll learn eventually one day that you'll have to sacrifice things for more power, or for the greater good, or for eternal truth. He sounds like his jaded dad in a way with that. And considering the fact that he was the previous Saber, that just makes it even funnier, at least to me. I just really like the idea of Calibur being this jaded dad talking to his kid throughout the whole episode, like, one day you'll learn, son. Okay, I'm done with that. Back to episode plot. So we get Draconic Knight, and Draconic Knight is powerful. It is strong. Jakku Dragon cannot touch Draconic Knight, and I kind of sad about that. I mean, it's a debut, and debuts, like, power-ups are broken as sin, because they have to show off how cool this suit is, and how cool this form is, and all that kind of stuff. So, it obviously trounces the forward Calibur. One thing I do like is the fact that Calibur's like, look, I already finished my goal. I just have to go get the Book of Destiny, and I've basically won. So he literally just leaves. Like, after getting knocked back once, he literally starts to leave, because he's like, look, I don't need to be here. And I just find that funny, because, like, I'm not going to finish this fight. I don't have to finish this fight. I'm losing this fight. I just have to get the book, and I win. But, he's able to summon the dragon in a way similar to Rentaro summoning his lion, and I find that kind of funny because, Rentaro could always summon his lion, and it takes Tomua until now to be able to summon his dragon to ride on it. And I find that kind of weird, because I thought that before, that if you were just a skilled enough swordsman, you could just summon your animal or whatever without necessarily needing the book to do it, because Kento also summoned the magic carpet from his book to ride on it. And I find that weird that it took Tomua until now to summon his dragon to ride on it. And he needed a power up to do it when his other two friends could do it without even transforming. Literally, in the last episode, Rentaro ran in on the back of his lion without transforming. And I'm like, Tomua, why does it take you a power up to do that? Is it something with the book, or is it just inconsistencies? It's probably inconsistencies. Either way, he's finally riding the dragon, to fly up and have a sky fight, and it's a pretty cool fight. I honestly like the fight on the ground better than the fight in the sky, mainly because sky fight scenes look kind of weird to me, personally. There's not that physicality, because you obviously expect these actors, or these suit actors, to be held up by something or some other, so it looks kind of awkward when they're in the air, and they're not just delivering a finisher, they're actually fighting in the sky. And, Calibur doesn't even get a hit in this fight. He just kind of stops halfway. They're just like, look here, son, you're going to learn one day that you have to sacrifice things. And he's just like, Toma's beating his ass. And he delivers a finisher and apparently kills him. Like, he's gone, and his sword falls to the ground, and he's just gone now. So we don't see him again, so he's maybe dead? Considering the fact that Kento survived the last episode, I'm just going to hold off on declaring people dead for right now. Anyway, he's gone. And, Tomua decides to use his dragon to seal off the Book of Destiny. So I'm pretty sure that'll be a major thing to see who can get the book next episode. Because, it's still there, but it's just kind of behind a flame shield now. But it's still there. They didn't stop the villain's plan. That book is going to be a big pain in the ass probably going forward. But either way, we'll worry about that for later. Right now, Kento's dying. So, Kento delivers one last message to Tomua. They have a, honestly, pretty good moment where they talk about Luna, who they both realize is alive, because apparently her spirit reached Tomua to give him the Draconic Knight power-up. And again, I have no idea how any of that's supposed to work. Maybe we'll find out later. I'm assuming Luna will become important relatively in the future. Maybe. I don't know. She might be as relevant as May is right now. But May does have some moments in this episode, mainly cheering on Tomua and trying to watch Kento, although he does sneak away from her, similar like to Rentaro from last episode. Either way, so, Kento disappears, so his body's completely gone now, so he's completely dead because this is a Kamen Rider, and apparently you're not dead until your body is completely gone. So, like Star Wars in a way, or at least the original trilogy of Star Wars where Obi-Wan's body faded away. Anyway, Kento's dead now, but we do get a bit of an episode stinger, well, not really the episode stinger, where the Sword of Darkness is still glowing with dark power. So I already hear people speculating, Kento is going to come back as new Calibur. Kind of like a laser turbo situation. I don't know. With that, they had a reasonable explanation about that. So unless the Sword of Darkness can pull some weird shit, and maybe the sword itself is evil and possessing people, then, that might explain it. And that maybe it's just summoning Kento to use as a new host. Again, it's very weird if he does come back as new Calibur. But either way, Espada is gone now. We will not see the Espada suit or an Espada power-up unless someone takes up the mantle or something else happens. Either way, Espada's gone, and we'll find out who our third rider is by the end of the year, so in about 2 or 3 more weeks. Our new third rider with the, obviously, because, the post-Christmas rider or post-movie rider, which was normally be the secondary, but since I want to say Ghost, we've been getting our secondary riders in, the very early seasons, so, these are often the third riders. Although we have 6, 7 riders, so this will be the 8th rider if you count the movie rider. I'm debating semantics way too much in this episode. That's what this episode's doing to me. Either way, overall fine episode. It was a cool debut episode for Draconic Knight. In truth, comparing it, because we're in Weiwa now, so I'm only comparing it to the other Weiwa series that we have, 01. I honestly think Shining Hopper had a better debut in terms of super forms, mainly because it was kind of fun to see Shining Hopper in a bit. Draconic Knight, the Draconic Knight's fun. Shining Hopper felt like it was a more earned power-up, if you catch my drift by that. There was a lot of work brought into its construction, and there was a whole episode about, this isn't complete, we have to finish Shining Hopper. But in this case, this feels obviously a Deus Ex Machina because we really don't know much about this power, where Draconic Knight came from, why Toma has this power, what Luna's deal is right now, or any of that stuff, or why Toma passed all of his trials, or what trials he passed at all. Because basically the mysterious figure shows up hiding behind a tree and says, "You've passed your trials." I'm like, what trials did he face? Was Kento near dying a trial? What trials did he face to get this power-up? I am so confused. So this power-up feels a little less earned in my opinion. I do like the suit. I like the suit a lot. Draconic Knight is a really cool suit. It very much screams what it is. Also, I find it funny that it's kind of close enough to the Ryuki suit. Because it has this Draconic booster thing on the left hand, because he's holding the sword with his right hand, so it's on the left hand, the Draconic booster is. Basically, it's sort of like the drag visor from Ryuki, where Ryuki could lift the dragon and put cards in to do his finisher and summon stuff. In this case, Toma can lift the dragon head up and insert books, or the Wonder Ride books, in order to do various things. In this case, he uses his base book, the dragon book, and is able to shoot out a flamethrower from the thing, which is really cool. Also, it is a really cool thing where he just pulls his hand out and summons a burst of fire from the ground, and I doubt he'll ever do that again, but it was a really cool visual, and I like it. Again, there's a lot of things that happen when the suit gets debuted, and it's just this is really cool visual thing. You'll never see that again, though. Again, I have words about that when we get to Zio. About fucking Grand Zio. But, I'm pretty sure everyone can, if you've seen Zio, you know what I'm referring to already. But anyway, yeah. Draconic Knight was cool. I do like the fact that this episode was mostly fights. I do want more explanations for what's going on next time, although it looks like the bad guys will be out in force next week to try to get a hold of the Book of Destiny, because it's literally still floating up there. Toma, no one's got it yet, so it's gonna be a big race to the book next week, I imagine. Because, it's just been put behind a flame shield for now, so I guess it doesn't distort the world as much as it was before. I don't know. Either way, book is still out there. Sophia's still missing, and the bad guys don't seem to have her, so we don't know who has Sophia right now. So that's still something that we should probably worry about. But, we've always had more important things to deal with. But, now that the Calibur situation's done, we can finally ask the big questions. Where the hell is Sophia? Also, I just noticed that girl from the South Pole hasn't shown up since Jawo Dragon premiered, so that's weird. Maybe she has Sophia. I don't know, they made a big deal about her showing up, but now she's just not there anymore. Is it just a thing it's just the female characters in Kamen Rider thing again? It would have really sucked if it's just the female characters in Kamen Rider thing again, just how they fall by the wayside. Either way, mysteries aside and various things that are concerning for future plot points, overall, again, I liked the episode. I liked Draconic Knight. I do have some issues, mainly the fact that Toma's like 5 steps away from a friendship speech at any given point when he's talking to Calibur. It's like, I feel like you're about to pull a Naruto here, Toma. Don't go full Naruto in terms of friendship speeches. Although Naruto even wasn't the worst one when it comes to friendship speeches. Either way, fun episode. Draconic Knight, cool. Calibur, I'm sad to see you go. I want Jakku Dragon to come back. I just like Jakku Dragon's suit, and I love his henshin sound. Like, it's probably my favorite henshin sound in the series so far. I mean, series is like literally only almost a quarter in, so there could be another henshin sound I like more. But right now, Jakku Dragon is number 1. Best henshin sound in Saber so far. I love it. Either way, see you all next time with episode 14. And I'm ending this episode before I talk about how much I love Jakku Dragon's henshin sound again. But I do love Jakku Dragon's henshin sound.